to receive your power.
Okay, my food is ready in 30 seconds. I can't save right now, unfortunately, but I think we're obviously refusing the power, right? I thought that's probably those choices will make the most sense for our character. I guess we could reload and see what happens if we don't. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my food. I'll be back in 2 minutes, something like that. In this clip, though, I will say something completely true that I believe in, no matter what I say afterwards. For real. You get better stamina by chain smoking? No, I get dead eye. I lose stamina by chain smoking. That's why I have to keep eating food while I'm chain smoking. Social welfare or equality? Yes. No, you have to choose one. Yes.
Need a sec.
God damn it! Well, there you go. Oh no, dude! He did like 1 billion attacks on top of me. Howdy. Oh.
Damn, man.
My horse! My horse!
What's your goddamn problem?
Okay.
Will you move?
Chill, bro. Jesus. Don't drive over my lady. Don't. Oh. Oh. Hey, testing 1, 2, 3. That sounds fine, I think. I can't tell.
But
Now.
This guy who, James? They're sitting there like, this is the person next to you. Did you see that? That's what Konak likes.
round 2. Ready, go! Excellent.
Oh, you'll be fine. Just read the lines as they're written on the script. I'll even give you a voice actor's payment. As you grab the next guy who walks by, why does it have to be me? Because it does. If I don't get your voice in the video game, the world will never know peace. I'm begging you. I insist, I'm dying. Alright. I hope to survive all this. Your beloved brother, Victor. Ah! We'll go there in daytime, but we probably won't. Huh? 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 Yeah, that's right, bitch. Ocean man, take me by the hand, take me to the land. Here at FedEx, we offer you a 33% discount on your next loan purchase. And should you decide to increase your loan rate to a 3.5% deal, then you will make an additional double your funds. If you would like to sign with us, that would only be 1,000,000 yen as a starter bonus, with an increased production rate of is like. Sådana. Okay, you broke free. It's the name of an ancient power, the name of a god of... The tribe that lived here must have worshipped Kosal and the destruction he brought. It's sad, really. I've sought to bring a little life back to a long extinct people.
Hear his voice.
And then I get into a lot of stupid
In
debates
video
online
games,
too.
yet the
I-
world is
I
not
have
at
like
peace.
a,
What now?
I feel like I have like a mental illness or something that triggers me every time someone just says something. Not if they're wrong, but if the
What's up,
logic
Sale?
doesn't make any sense to me.
No. I feel like you guys should petition for them to have me voice Kiryu in all future Yakuza endeavors. Maybe even in the Kiwami versions of like 4 and 5 and 6 when they release those. I don't have any tissues. I'll be back in a second. Oh god. I can end that Kiwami. Hell yeah. Let's make it happen, guys. I mean, let's be real, I can't do any worse than the current guy doing the English voice acting, right? Doesn't everyone literally hate that guy's guts? Refuse the power. I won't eat out of your hand, Arelu, even if it makes me weaker. You channel all your power into these words, and strangely you feel a surge of power within you in response. You turn down what Arelu Wardish offered you, and your whole being embraces that choice. A wave of cold washes over your chest, and the open wound becomes smaller, as if the decision compelled it to shrink.
That effect. How unexpected. It deserves to be studied, but I will see to that later.
Enough! Enough of this madness! I was blind. O Lady of Heaven, how blind I was. I saw holiness in the half-fiend's creation.
What the hell? I got breakfast too. You also have delicious breakfast pizza.
But is it truly possible? Angelic light in a creature of darkness? Am I tricking myself into thinking that I have been deceived? Forgive me, champion. I must leave you. I must collect myself. Pray. Reflect. Find me in the Nexus.
You gain that inheritance trust not only by your allegedly being the chosen one, but also by your actions. He says a kindred spirit in your true angel. Okay. So is this oaths? Is this a moment where if you don't do enough good, or enough stuff that he agrees with, he like goes crazy and betrays you or something?
I want to help you close the world wound.
Huh? Arelu's words are cut off by a quiet laugh. Sitting on the throne, a centuries a moment ago, is none other than Nocticula, ruler of all Shinra and the Midnight Isles, a powerful demon lord and the only one, and the one they call the Lady in Shadow. Her red lips curl into an ironic smile, and her large eyes observe you with keen interest.
You were about to say, we are going to close the world wound, weren't you, Arelu? I see no reason to continue deceiving this mortal. Now I am convinced that he is quite worthy of serving me. I will even reward him with a modicum of knowledge about the events in which he is about to take part.
Humna, humna, humna. Oh, woo!
Greetings to you, Our Lady in Shadow.
It's nice to see that even surrounded by mortals, you haven't forgotten who your mistress is, Arushale. You may rise.
Arushale? I keep saying Orishale, but whatever.
I didn't mean to. I don't know why I did it.
I have too many questions that I demand answers.
You are a guest here, mortal. A guest of the Lady in Shadow, the vanquisher of many a demon lord. I am the only one here who is entitled to demand answers. You may ask your questions when I allow you to do so. For now, remember your manners and greet me properly.
Love this OST. So, a Demon Lord, what? CR 27 or something? Pathfinder 1A. Her stats are probably on the website or something, right? Demon Lord Nautica. This CR 30, okay. So probably not defeatable by a level 18 party. Those are mythic level 18 parties, so maybe you could. I was thinking like how much respect you would need here to not just instantly die. I feel like a properly built level 18 mythic party could probably defeat level CR 30 creature, probably. Maybe not though. Well, I guess with the mythic levels, if you count them as regular levels, we would be like, what, level 23 or something? I think with proper preparation, you could probably kill a CR 30 creature. Our level 18 mythic party could for sure. I'm just thinking from like the level of like how much higher up is she than me, right? If this was Son Kuthon or someone I was talking to, then it's just like game over. It's GG. You better do what he tells you to do, otherwise you are going to have a terrible time. But Tier 30 creature is still pretty impressive, of course. You were sitting on your throne and listening to us this whole time?
Naturally. I am in the habit of observing my servants and guests while remaining unseen. Their private thoughts fly most eagerly from their lips when they believe themselves to be unwatched. And secrets exchanged in whispers are often invaluable.
For some reason, I feel like this is so Kiryu. A word of warning, don't play games with me, I'm not afraid to fight you. I feel like Kiryu would not be afraid to fight either, and he would win. That's the crazy part, he would win. Wah 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 wah.
Do I truly frighten you so, mortal? That you must reach for your weapon? Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I have had my eye on you for a very long time. You see, it was at my behest that Lady Vorlesh imbued you with such incredible powers. But I was curious to see your worth as an individual, not as Lady Vorlesh's creation. Thus, I decided to postpone our meeting and see how you'd fare in Alashanira, and whether or not you could win respect and power among those not so easily impressed by outstanding magical abilities. Well, you've passed my test adequately, by proving that your character and your will are stronger than the Nehindrian powers Lady Vorlesh has vested in you.
This gives a great benefit of my lie dialogue option. Lie, that's a great idea. Wait a minute. Yeah, probably. I don't disagree with that. But after having played this game now for 220 hours or whatever, I think this game would have benefited from just being shorter. And, you know, make a 60-hour game that has like a bunch of... Make a 60-hour game that is like 300 hours with all the choices you can make. Don't make a 500-hour game that is like 3,000 hours with all the choices you can make.
You are wise, my lady. However, only those who have never known or forgotten what it is like to be mortal can so easily dismiss the importance of power. To be someone whose life is fragile and can be cut short at any
Fragile.
moment, like a candle snuffed out by a gust of wind.
I maybe could have way more options from skills for sure.
It is a shame your angel has left you, mortal. I would have liked to talk to him. I don't expect I will get another chance, as that celestial buffoon's days are numbered.
You were able to see the hand of the inheritor despite all of his enchantments.
The herald of that upstart goddess? Here.
Yes, although his defenses were quite intricate. A commendable precaution on his part, as word of the hand of the inheritor descending once more into the abyss reached the echo of Discari almost immediately. Mind you, vindictiveness and guile have always been among his best qualities.
Now the inheritor told me his magic deceived the eyes of all evil spawn of the abyss, but not yours.
Perhaps you don't know everything about me yet, mortal. Perhaps you made the same mistake as many before you, and many who were more insightful and more powerful than you, by presuming to know what to expect from the Lady in Shadow.
Are you saying she's not a regular demon? Tell me about the Echo of Discari.
He is a strange creature, a bespoke creation, so to speak. Long before the world wound was opened, Discari, that little cricket, was seeking a way to have some fun on Galarian and assert his influence there. One day, he decided to gather a few strong mortal followers, fuse them together into one being, and pump that being full of his own power, in the belief that something worthwhile would come of it. That is how the Echo came to be. To the great dismay of both the Echo and the Lord of Crickets, the Echo was greeted by Eredin, protector of humankind. Eredin gave the Echo such a thorough thrashing, the whole abyss thought him dead. And yet he was not. Cricket, the younger, is alive and well, though I cannot say the same for Eredin. But the Echo remembers his humiliation still. He hates anything and everything related to Eredin, especially his inheritor, Iomade. Her heralds, her priests, her temples. He would hate Iomade's pet pug, if she had one.
Was the Echo of Discari prey upon the hand of the inheritor?
Envy, humiliation, ego. The usual playthings of little boys from all planes and realities. The Echoes suffered more than one defeat. First at Eredin's hand, then under the onslaught of the forces of heaven. Those routes taught him to attack his enemies by stealth, boldly and often, killing and crippling anyone close to the light-bringing goddess. Now, it seems, he has decided the time has come. The Herald of Iomade himself is in the abyss alone, without a retinue of lesser angels.
Well, he's not here alone, though, to be clear.
He's an interesting little bird, that angel. Before he became the Herald of Iomade, he served Regathiel, the General of Vengeance. I've always found the fate of that Imperial Lord to be quite fascinating. Did you know that the father of the Upper Plains' top military leader was a devil from hell? Regathiel had to achieve many feats to redeem his unholy legacy in the eyes of the other Imperial Lords. But he did. A remarkable tale, is it not?
Your conversation is interrupted by a concerned-looking succubus who silently approaches Norticula and then gets fervently whispering into her ear. Norticula's expression turns hard and cold. As Norticula ponders the new development, Mr. makes eyes at you playfully. You recognize those green eyes, except they were awash with pain when you last saw them. Their owner bleeding out in the caverns of the Nexus. Succubus smiles slyly and gives you a wink.
Another island, another loss. Enough! I warned them that I would not stand for the desolation of my realm. They have not heeded me, and they will regret it.
Is this the one I
Go
healed?
to your sisters and tell them to prepare.
I feel like I shouldn't say anything. I don't like. There's one of those moments where it's like, is this option? Normally, would this not matter at all? And this is the default option, and this is like a special option, or are both of these special options?
But I digress. Let us continue. I have prepared a beautiful intrigue that will topple many of your enemies and seal the world wound forever, ending the threat to Galarian. And you have the chance to become part of that intrigue.
Our companion Ember would like to speak with you.
Ember? So that's her then? Well, approach. I have heard you bleating your pathetic prayers at me. You have some nerve addressing me with such nonsense. Did you think I would simply repent? Renounce my status as a demon lord? Do you have any idea what I had to do to acquire it? Wait, what is this?
Tears are rolling down Ember's sheath and she sniffles noisily. She presses her maimed hands against her heart and she stares up at the tickler. Her fragile form shudders while weeping. This is so sad. Arella wrinkles her nose in disdain. Why have you brought this simpleton here? This is Shinria, not Nerosian. We don't give alms here.
I can't stand these noises. Do you think you're the first to try to move me with a display of tears? It only makes me angry. If you wish to speak, then wipe your nose and speak clearly.
I know what you had to do to others and to yourself. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If only I could ease your pain somehow. Calm your sorrows.
Because that deep down everyone is good, even creatures that are evil by nature.
I don't know what nature is and don't care a whit about cosmic good and evil. They are but labels thought up by philosophers. I know what power is. Pleasure. Desire. All this childish babble merely amuses me. Nothing more. So, where were we? My pain? My sorrows? What nonsense are you talking? Don't tell me you pity me.
I'm so sorry. You're the most miserable soul I've ever seen. I've seen people burned alive. People being devoured by monsters. People burying their children. They were in pain. So much pain. But I've never seen anyone in as much pain as you.
What is this saccharine drivel? What do you even know of me, Nat?
I've seen your city. You were the one who built it. It is the way you wanted it to be. It holds all of your dreams, all of your heart, and everyone in this city is suffering. Everywhere, all the time, every minute. All who live here are hurting and scared. If these are its citizens, how miserable must its ruler feel?
You're gonna destroy this glass when this conversation ends, I'm gonna fall through.
And this is what you brought her to me for. You think this infantile sniveling is worthy of my attention?
I've seen the truth of her wisdom more than once, as it would benefit you to listen to her as well.
As if I hadn't seen enough sanctimonious bores in my life. So, what do you suggest I do, preacher? Beg the good gods' forgiveness? Devote myself to serving a sword-swinging upstart, perchance? Or that old crone, the moon?
I don't know, I'm just doing quests. I feel like Noticula probably has not to deal with too many people coming to try to redeem her, but maybe she has.
No. Gods can't help anyone. They're just like us mortals. Silly, frightened, clueless. You're almost a goddess yourself. You know better than anyone that no one can save you. No one except you.
Save me? From what exactly?
From yourself. From what you've done to yourself. From the city you've imprisoned yourself in. Listen! You are a queen, but you're the queen of pain and filth. Your realm is a realm of your own suffering. You're almost a goddess. You can do anything you want. So why won't you make yourself happy? You could become the Redeemer Queen.
Oh my god, you're just laughing.
Oh, the Redeemer Queen! That's new. Never in all my years have I heard anything like that. Well, child, enough joking. Get out of my sight. Or I'm afraid I might decide to keep you here forever. As my fool.
That was a top tier voice acting, what the hell? This is the most voice acted section of this entire game. You're just perfectly doing the emotes. Even the wiping the tear away, I could hear it. I could hear it happening.
Do you think she took my words to heart?
Probably.
That would be great.
I told you to get out! I don't want to hear your squeaky voice again!
Ember is that if anything happens to her meme for me. Did Arella really create me? Why is this not voiced? Hello? She has certainly had a hand in your present state of existence. Lady Warlash designed the World Wound, a matching phenomenon of unfathomable power. To seal it, we required a key that was just as strong and unique. Simply put, we required a champion, and she chose you. Ember Sebastian is right, yeah. Both your powers and the wound on your chest were the result of her experiments. When she infused your soul with the essence of the Abyss, of course you remember none of that. Everything was done in secret, even the power granted to you was purified. To the extent that it was possible, you would have guessed the source ahead of time. In trial after trial, we watched your will be tempered, and when the time came, we started filling you with energies of the hindering crystals. These energies are necessary for the task at hand. Everything that's happened to you was part of my intrigue. I was going to summon you and reveal the truth when the time was right. Instead, you followed your queen's orders and arrived here early. One can only hope that you are prepared to accept the truth. Everything has its price, says Arella quickly. Your wound was, in essence, the flip side of all my experiments. There was a reason why we required a true champion, not merely a living tool whom we could fling into the flames of the world wound and close it like any lesser rift. I think you should know that. Noticula makes a sudden gesture, cutting off Arella off. Don't be too hasty. We have burdened him with enough revelations for now. Give him time to become accustomed to the truth about himself, then you can share the details. What exactly are you offering me? I'm offering you the chance to become my weapon. Your enemies are thorn in my side as well as yours. What's more, I've never schemed against Golarion, nor have my warriors taken part in the conquest of your plane. At least not at my behest. There's no cause for enmity between us. Why would you want to close the wound? When the world would open, I was pleased. My realm was now connected to another plane. I wanted to make it into a crossroads of worlds, as a place where demons, devils, and even angels could meet. The wound was a convenient path along which I could advance my ideas, but the Midnight Isles were not the only realm that had been linked to Golarion. Through the wound, the Scar and Baphomet now also had a way from their realms into your plane. Their servants flooded my islands and spread out across them like a plague of locusts, killing guests who were under my protection, questioning my rule. They were driven by their lust to conquer and enslave, whether on Galarian or in another abyssal realm. I was forced to shift my focus and express my discontent. Eventually, atop the bones of our servants, we reached an accord. I would let their armies pass, and they would comply with my wishes while on my islands. Of course, the accord is a polite fiction. Both the Skarites and Baphomets are attempting to amass their power and influence in Alushinria to overthrow me. When they think I'm not watching, they break my taboos and revel in their own impudence. And worst of all, Lady Warlish told them about the Inner Crystals. They realized what kind of power the crystals hold, and now they are determined to mine every last deposit hidden within my islands. And once an island loses crystals, it becomes nothing but flotsam. Slowly, god freaking damage. What the hell? I have a pillowcase on my foot thing. I think I'm like Giga broke it somehow. There's a drought. Once an island loses crystal, it becomes nothing but flotsam, slowly sinking into the dark waters of Ishiar. With every lost island, my power diminished. I could start a war and kill the plunderers, but a major conflict would hinder some of my other plans, so instead I will teach my neighbors a lesson, orchestrating their ignominious defeat at the hands of a mortal. What do I gain by serving you? A reasonable question. One must always serve one's own interests. Well, rest assured that you will be adequately rewarded. I will give you gifts benefiting your ambitions, and my patronage, which you can certainly count on, will prove more valuable than any enchanted trinkets you could dream up. If you're so powerful, why do you need me? If I were to make a move myself, it was not a war. Not that I'm afraid of doing so, but it would hamper my more important plans. Baphomet and the Skari could never best me, but they could sow enough chaos and spill enough blood that visitors from other planes would shudder at the mention of Alushinria. No, I will wage war on my own terms, in the shadows, and I will remain unseen until I drive my blade into my enemy's back. This is Galfrey happened to send you to my realm. You have the honor of becoming my blade, mortal. Be glad you're wielded by skillful hands. We should also reveal exactly how exactly our blade will be employed. Articula silences Arella with a sharp gesture. We can discuss the details later when the moment is right. Now is not the time for idle conversation. How exactly do you plan to close the world wound? She rolls her eyes. It is a complicated magical process. You will receive precise instructions once you've captured the Threshold Fortress on Galarian. There, at the exact spot where Lady Warlish opened the world wound, you'll be able to close it. But first you'll have to crush the Guardians of the Threshold, and their forces are growing by the day. Hapsmira, Baphomet's daughter, is mining a large number of hindering crystals in my realm. These crystals are our secret weapon. No army in Galarian can stand against them. You must stop Hapsmira. If you do not, your world will fall. My plans will suffer significant harm. At one time, I disclosed the secrets of transformation to two servants of Baphomet and the Skari, Santir Rang and Mutasafen. It was a well-calculated gambit which bought us time and assured both the Skari and Baphomet of my loyalty. Mutasafen is Hapsmira's favorite. He oversees the transformation of her army. Hapsmira is currently on another island far from here. The route to that place is plagued by pirates, monsters, tempests, and other more terrifying natures. Have you heard of the living bubbles of frozen time that swallow airships? And when the ships reach port, their crews discover they've been gone for hundreds of years? That is not the strangest occurrence you could encounter on your journey. I'm willing to provide you with a decent ship and an experienced crew. If you kill Hapsmira, you'll stop her sinking any more of my islands, but without giving Baphomet cause to declare war on me. I wonder how the devs decided which lines to voice. Yeah, I always wonder that in games like this, though. It seems a bit weird because you would think that the biggest cost in getting something voiced is like renting the studio, getting the equipment, doing the casting calls, like all that stuff, right? I feel like once you have the voice actor and you have the equipment, the actual like recording of the voice off is not that expensive in comparison, but maybe it is. Optional more lore questions to the unvoiced pitch. First suspicion is also that they did a first pass of the script and voiced everything. Then when they add more content, they just didn't bother recording more. There's way too much unvoiced dialogue for that, though. My guess will be that some people in the studio, probably whoever is responsible for like the storytelling and the voice acting, and some of the directors, producers of the game, they get together and then, you know, the voice person gets to like make their case for what they want voiced. They're like, okay, here's like what I think needs to be voiced. This needs 100%. Here's what I would like to be voiced. It would be good, and here's what we should voice if we can do it. That would be my assumption. Like they ran until the tapes ran out and didn't buy more tapes. Yeah, I wonder what the actual cost there is though, because my impression has always been that like having the voice actor in the voice booth is probably the least expensive part of the entire ordeal, depending on who the voice actor is, of course. Like if you're hiring like super prolific Troy Baker or something to do voice acting, then maybe not. But if you're just doing like maybe some new voice actors or some middle of the road voice actors don't have a ton of credit to things or anything big they've done, I feel like all the things surrounding the actual getting to that point is more expensive than like the voice acting itself. And I feel like you should probably be able to get a lot of voice acting lines done in a very short time too. But it could be like a space thing too, right? I don't know. Maybe they just have ChatGPT issues. That's what I would do. Guys, we use AI for the voice acting in this game, but we only use it for it to choose what to voice act. Then again, I'm not offering you anything new, as you already enjoy my favorite commander. Your companion is a succubus, and I'm the succubus queen. This demon follows you around only because I allow it. Tell me, Arashale, are you grateful that I'm not forbidding you from traveling with the commander and fighting against your own kind? The succubus directly lowers her head. You're incredibly generous, Our Lady in Shadow. We are clearly being manipulated into serving as a tool in an intrigue we cannot fully evaluate. Given that we lack complete information, it would be tempting to make use of her resources. But that's what bait in a trap is supposed to be, tempting. Why it's so important to kill Hapsmira? Why, did I miss a bunch of, like, voice options here, or a bunch of options? Like, I could say, like, oh, I killed your servant and stuff like that. Did I accidentally pick, like, the one wrong option that continues the story? The Skari and Baphomet won't just stand there and watch you close the world wound, they'll send their armies after you. So you will need an army of your own, and that is something the Crusaders won't have for long. Hapsmira is mining more and more Nahindran crystals to empower her forces when she attacks Ularian. If you don't stop her, the Crusader resistance will be crushed. The rise of demon pouring through the world wound into your world will multiply 100-fold. You were sent here to cut off the demon armies to plus Nahindran crystals, weren't you? Well, that's exactly what you're going to accomplish. I struggle to see why I wouldn't help her, but Casper Space Cold doesn't care that their install size is 500 gigabytes. Also, big person made, then it shouldn't be too expensive to add more time to that. Like, how 2 cats is that much more expensive than 1 cat base. But also a good analogy. So, we were sent here to stop the inner crystals, that's true. But at the same time, it feels like the heroic thing to do here is to like be like, we'll find another way, one where we're not benefiting a demon lord. But on the same hand, we will have to kill Hapsmira at some point anyway. Whether or not we kill her now or kill her later doesn't seem like it matters. I'll consider your offer, Lady in Shadow. And accept it, I'm sure. I respect your caution and won't force you into submission. We all stand to gain if you do by bidding on your own volition. A glimmer of approval danced in Orticulo's eyes. An interesting destiny lies before you, mortal. You will rise to great heights and play a part in events of titanic proportions. Many will give their life for a chance to tread such a path. Is the genuinely least bad demon lord? Yeah, but saying the least bad demon lord is like saying the least bad Nazi or something, you know, it's like... I wish I informed you of treason. Aspira visits Alashinria every now and again, but her true lair is far from here. She hides on the island of Coldfear, to the northwest of my archipelago. There lies her secret fortress in the deep mines her slaves dig the hindering crystals for the invading army she plans to bring to Galarian. I will give you a magnificent airship and an experienced crew to take you there. It will be a long and perilous journey. Take some time to prepare. She's okay, Ember said she's Redeemer Queen. Ooh. I killed the villagers, your court mage. Metikla shows no hint of sadness. I'm aware of this, of course. It's lamentable in a way, since his fear of me was strong enough to make him impeccably loyal. However, his death is but a single move in a much larger game. In games like this, losing a few pawns is unavoidable. I want to ask about the other powerful denizens of the Abyss. Are you interested in one of my servants, or do you wish for me to tell you something about your enemies? What is your relationship with Aurelu? She works for me, isn't it obvious? Lady Warlish is very talented. She may be the most brilliant and capable mind ever to come to your plane. And the guile she used to betray one demon lord and master after another impressed me so much that I offered her the position of my advisor on matters of magic. Naturally, the esteemed Lord Goat and Lord Locust don't know a thing about the betrayal of their faithful lackey, Lady Warlish, and to keep it secret for a while longer. Betrayal is too strong a word. I opened the path to Galarian for those two. I told them how to extract power from the inner crystals. That will suffice. Doesn't it bother you that Aurelu serves another master? I take less smiles deviously. I'm not prone to jealousy. Let Descari think Lady Warlish serves him still. His bug brain seems incapable of sensing betrayal. As for Baphomet, he, like any talented liar, is most vulnerable when he's trying to deceive someone else. He was so pleased to have fooled Descari that he became blind to the treachery that was happening right under his snout. In truth, Lady Warlish's loyalty is mine alone. Loyalty is for fools. Shared interests, that is what rational minds rely upon. That and fear. No one in their right mind would oppose the Lady in Shadow. How did Aurelu become your servant? When the world wound was first opened, it only led to Descari's realm. And then there was another more powerful breach. The wound expanded and its path now passed through my realm, and Baphomet's as well. Before long, all sorts of interlopers had heard about the power contained within the crystals here, and the Midnight Isles were soon overrun with agents from my new neighbors. They flourished my embargo, boring greedily into my rocks, stealing my crystals. The main culprit was one, Aurelu Warlish. She was one who discovered the energies of the inner crystals. I had captured her and was about to carry out her agonizing execution when Lady Warlish offered me something I desired even more than her death. She entered my service, and her main task since then has been to close the world wound. Once it is sealed, my realm would once again be cut off from those Baphomet and Descari, and their slaves would no longer be able to infiltrate my island with such ease. You remember the elven archmage who used to serve you thousands of years ago? He's still alive. We know each other. Really? He was well past his youth even back then, and now? Just how old is he? Can mortals even live that long? Well, apart from your immortal Aslanti, say hello to him on behalf of the Lady in Shadow and tell him that the one who replaced him has disappointed me immensely with his incompetence. No matter how hard he tried, he could never live up to my magnificent elf. Do you think this is like the storyteller's boyfriend? You know, you managed to surprise me, a rare occurrence for someone who knows just about everything. With a bat of her eyelashes, Rotikla sends you a piercing gaze, while it feels like it's delving into the deepest corners of her soul. Are Baphomet and Descari your allies? The Goat and the Locust? Allies is too strong a word for our relationship. Our connection was forged by circumstance, not out of desire to deal with each other. When the world would open, it tied your world to our realms. It did not join my armies with theirs, but I was forced into making peace with them so as not to get bogged down in a tiring and distracting war. If I had opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories, at their expense. Rotikla indulged herself with a thin smile. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible by the way one of them came to me with the offer of an atrocious alliance that involves conceiving little ones together. I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Her ensuing laughter is deep and musical, almost enchanting. I want to know more about you. I don't know who I'm informing of treason here. I don't know who's doing treason, so I don't want to do that, at least not yet. Oh, oops. recount my whole story would take longer than your brief mortal life allows. The list of demon lords have saying is endless on its own. There's a number of islands under my rule, and that's just the past. There's also my future. I feel like maybe someone like Nauticula should be more, alien, a little bit. How did you become a demon lord? Bear in mind that I have always been unique ever since I was born. As for succubus of the abyss, the perfect specimen of my race, I'd been enjoying my youth, sharing it with my brother and lover, until the hungry gaze of the demon lord Nihindri fell upon me. The greedy tyrant saw me as a jewel to be added to his treasure hoard. He tried to abduct me. I knew I had no chance of defeating a demon lord, but in that moment, I was thinking, not thinking at all. I was fighting for my freedom. When it was all over, Nihindri was dead. I eviscerated him, and for many days afterwards, blood spewed from his open carcass. First his body turned to stone, and then his blood, which had been flowing like a stream, began to crystallize into massive purple glaciers. Now do you see why they are called Nihindran crystals? Perhaps they should be called Nauticula crystals, because as Nihindran's blood crystallized, so too did my understanding of my power. Soon after I began my campaign of conquest, I was cunning and swift, and the demon lords themselves trembled before me, knowing I could take their very lives. Only when all the Abyss spoke my name with terror and reverence did I decide that I had killed enough. I had a realm, I had power, I no longer shared with my brother, I had servants, and most importantly, I had safety. No one has ever repeated all the Nihindran's mistakes. No one has ever tried to make me their slave. Demons were born from mortal sin, though, weren't they? No, it makes sense if they're a little mortal, like IG, I guess. Well, I'm thinking more like, how long has she been alive? You know, I feel like the idea here is that she's been alive for like tens of thousands of years or something. I feel like if you're alive for that long and your perspective is that long, it'll probably make you a little bit more less discernible to other people that have short lifespans, maybe. Are the Midnight Isles really the corpse of slain demon lords? Yes, my realm is quite literally built on the bones of my slain enemies. Ironic, isn't it? How did you turn the dead demon lords into islands? Nauticula responds with a mocking smile. Surely you don't expect me to reveal that secret to you? There's no need for mortals to learn the weakness of demon lords. All I can say is that everything started with my desire for revenge. After I had dealt with Nihindri, I was furious at the thought of that vile, lecherous wretch just teleporting over to the Rift of Repose, where he could turn to stone and stay there to rot for the remainder of eternity. I wanted to trample his foul corpse, to keep his bloodied body within my sight forever. I yearned to display my glorious trophy to all of the Abyss, and that's when my power first manifested. I studied my newfound abilities and learned how to use them. Before long, I possessed not just one island, but an entire archipelago. What do you plan to do next? Subdue all of the Abyss? Possibly, or perhaps I have something grander in mind. The Abyss? Who cares about the Abyss? Nauticula's full-throated laugh rings out like a challenge to the entire world. Her immortality is also stagnant, though. Ah, maybe. I just feel like anyone that has like an infinite lifespan, essentially, that has lived for like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years, would just be like very different in how their outlook would work, right? Clippos are very aliens. I have a question. From her sleeve, then you produce a pencil and a piece of paper. Lady Nauticula, how many compilation partners have you had? I'm making a list for the encyclopedia, and I believe you may take one of the top spots. Rachel lays a hand on his weapon. His face remains impassive. For a few tense moments, Nauticula peers into Nenio's face and yours, then smiles with the slightest curve of her lips. What matters to me is not quantity, but quality, and I'm well ahead of any other denizens of the Abyss in that regard. That is where we will end this discussion. If I'm to depart for Coldfear, your guards must watch over my camp in the Nexus and all who are residing there. Nauticula nods regally. I will send my assassins to ensure that no harm comes to your entourage. Be grateful for my patronage, mortal. That's our business to take care of. Nauticula nods herself. Aurelu, you're no longer needed here. As you wish, my lady. Aurelu vanishes, but you notice the look in her eyes, pensive and appraising. You're saying I have a chance. You've taken a liking to my city, I see. Well then, savor it to the fullest and then come back for truly important business. Mythic level. So can I see what the betrayal option is, the treason option is now? I wish informed me of treason. Particular looks quite amused. Is that so? Who is it you've decided to inform on? And more importantly, how did you learn of these traitors and how credible are these accusations? Oh. Reload? Sure, I can reload. I'm not sure, like, how different that conversation can go, though, except for the servant I recognized. Jameer's researching inner crystals in secret. Perhaps she's planning to overthrow you. A small smile appears on Nicolas' lips. How nice of you to warn me. I'm impressed. I do wonder, however, did you really think I was unaware of this? Did you merely want to demonstrate your loyalty? Either way, I appreciate you telling me. I will take this to proof that I can rely on you. Ooh! You were very astute to uncover Shamira's desire to dethrone me. Particularly sensible of you to keep your mouth shut about the secrets of the hidden crystals. I suppose your caution calls for a reward. Tapping his fingers, one of the servants approaches you and presents you with a delicate package, wrapped in gossamer-like silk. Ariel really likes her servant's suture. Like I choose something else there instead of that. Mining inner crystals is a surefire way to sink the island. The crystals are onto the bottom of the Ishiar. I assume you understand why all who attempted to procure them on Alinthia were executed. At least you didn't tell Shamira about the mines you found. The last thing I need is the ardent dream burrowing under my capital. But you still tolerate Shamira. Plus in perception check, but didn't I get that one? So when someone has to deal with trivial matters, Shamira's betrayal was assured the moment I made her my favorite, just as Siofran's before her. The second always dreams of rising to be the first. I know the feeling well. A friend of mine, the storyteller, has peered into the future. In his vision that Shamira was sending demons after you. The demons are strengthened by the hidden crystals. A hint of dangerous excitement creeps into her voice. You are a font of knowledge, my dear guest. Let's just say I'm not surprised by her appetites. The ambitions of the brat, of her lecherous goat of a sire, were bound to surface sooner or later. But your warning will encourage me to keep a close eye on her. Yeah, I got a secret check about her caring about suture. You could have gone to Samira with this and received a payment for your silence. Your foresight must not go unrewarded. The helmsman of the bone ship Alishinria's port is a manifestation of the Hindri. He's looking for Nahindra's greatest treasure, whatever that is. I had my eye on that ship for a while now, and you've joined his hunt for no other reason than to tell me about it, I'm sure. Particular chuckle still? You made the right choice. Keep working for that parody of Nahindri. I'll find you when the search nears the conclusion. Oops. Idaret Save Scum. I'm curious what that green-eyed girl's about, so maybe I can go talk to her out here though.
Follow if you dare. I'm off.
Got to check we're good. I just want to see what that other option would have done.
I'm gone.
Greeting. Great.
Lady Arilu, allow me to express my deepest admiration of your work, and may I just ask?
The suit you have. Day 16. Aridit. Expect. The time.
So you wanted to say something in case I didn't get that check? I think,
You are my creation. Your power was my gift. Now, you are asking the... but there...
I think Arsha has like a 16 perception or something. It would have been an insane check for me to get it.
This is... Very well, then. It was mine. No doubt you have felt... I'm aside in the... And I also left you a present in my old laboratory. And told the suit they are not my masters. They are a resource. You always have to say... I see I am not the only one making observation. Nahindrian... Or rather, it was impossible. Not just...
Valuable information. The order will be...
I wasn't a deep...
Yeah.
I changed
I
all
got that
those arrogant crew... Both. And now... Yes, because you are seeking out patience. Before... That effect...
Enough! But it...
I want to help you close...
Greetings to you.
It's nice to see that even surrounded by more.
I didn't mean to. I don't know why I did it.
You are a guest, naturally. I am in the habit of observing my servants and...
Do I?
I have had...
You are...
It is a shame your angel has left you mortal. I would have liked to talk to him.
The herald of that...
Yes. Although his defense... Perhaps he is to the great envy. He's an...
Envy.
Another island. Another loss. Yes. You've already met Laulia, my talented assistant. I've heard she was very convincing at acting out her tragic death in the mines of the Nexus. As you can see, I've been watching you since your very first moments in the Abyss. And even a little earlier. I have prepared a beautiful intrigue that will topple many of your enemies and seal the world wound.
I know what you had to do.
What is... And this is what you brought her
Well,
to...
it also seemed like recognizing the green-eyed girl matters at all there, I guess. But that also a lot of people out of content. Do you know how difficult the check is? Our shell has a... She nerfed? Oh, we're sickened for some reason. For 3 hours? What the hell? We have 51 in perception, so that's kind of crazy.
I'm always ready.
Trust in yourself.
How do I remove sickened? For example, also picking option 2 at the start and having suture before. Oh yeah. Well, you just have to remember that I'm unironically a professional role player, so. Oh, fuck. Oh, oh. Ah, Bella. Hi! Over. Get up, come and get down with the sickness. Oh, it suppresses it. How did I get sickened for 2 hours? I don't even know how this happened. How do you remove sickened? What's like a less restoration maybe, or a great restoration? Nope. Would a heal do it? Ah, heal might do it. Who is actually second here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 people. I could do a mass one of these, right? One of these bad boys. There we go. Ooh, ah! Well, I have an opportunity now to go back to the Hand of the Inheritor before I follow, before I do this, right? We'll probably do that and go level up our companions, and then we do her bidding. Ooh, ah! There are people talking about Baldur's Gate 3 being very reactive yesterday on good old Reddit. Because there was a thread about Outer Worlds 2 where people saying that that's like the most reactive game they've played, basically. And I feel like this game feels way more reactive than Baldur's Gate 3 did to me. But I would have to actually replay it with different choices to really see the differences, but it feels way more reactive. Especially Disturbed a couple of months ago. All the songs are somehow exactly the same, but also different from each other. I think I only like that Disturbed song. I think that's the only one I like. Pretty sure. Maybe there's a couple other ones. What's like the top most well-known Disturbed songs? Is there Disturbed like Behind Blue Eyes? Was that Disturbed? Or was that like Limp Bizkit? Oh. Top Disturbed songs. That was a cover. Yeah. No, what I'm saying. I know it's a cover. Oh, they did Sound of Silence, right? They're pretty good rendition of Sound of Silence, I think. Probably Ua and Sound. Yeah. You're completely right. I don't even think I've heard the other songs there, but then again, I don't usually like try to listen through all the songs. I think it's Limp Bizkit that did Blind Blast, right? Yeah. The cover, to be clear. I know the one song they throw in every album. Behind Blue Eyes was Soggy Biscuit. I mean, one of my favorite Slipknot songs is Snuff. Sounds pretty slow. Slipknot. The Hand of the Inheritor is silent for a long time before speaking. It appears I am the one to blame for your discord between us. I was a poor companion and left you alone in the den of evil. And soon I will leave you again, so please listen before we depart. Remorse and grief fill the angel's voice. My faith has suffered a terrible blow, but in my blaze of desperation and anger I have spared no thought for your feelings. Even if you are not chosen of one of my radiant mistresses, you are still the victim of a plot devised by an evil soul whose insidious defies description. You have my sympathy, believe me. If only I knew how to heal your soul of the corruption Aurelia Warlish has placed in it, I would do so without a moment's hesitation. But I have no such knowledge, and I see no hope ahead, just darkness and inevitability. This changes nothing. Whoever gave me my powers, I will use them as I see fit. Alas, this changes a great deal, almost everything, in fact. Grief grows in Angel's voice, accompanied by bewilderment. Listen, Kiryu. I have already told you that I trust in your good intentions and believe you were used against your will, but it is also true that you are a weapon forged by the same hand that mutilated the world with the world wound. And no matter what intentions Aurelu and her patrons are hiding, they cannot be good. Therefore, no matter how difficult it is for me to say it, you cannot return to the Crusaders and fight alongside the righteous, and I am not prepared to support you in any other endeavors. Any course of action you choose could prove to be a secret plan orchestrated by Aurelu and the Demon Lords. I would be glad to heal you, but I can't. I would be happy to bring retribution to Aurelu and the Lady in Shadows for what they've done, but it's not within my power. I'm helpless here, but I cannot just sit around doing nothing. I'm leaving. I'm going to hunt down the Echo of the Skari. Then at least one righteous thing will have been accomplished in the Abyss. Forgive me. Ninja falls silent. His words sound desperate, as if he does not truly believe in the success of his mission and is seeking your forgiveness now because he knows there will be no other chance. I like those covers because I like the original so much, but I like old people music. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Hand. I think I like the original Sound of Silence way more, but I think I like the Behind the Lights from Limp Bizkit way more. I think the original Sound of Silence is just like super good and super iconic though, so. I don't need your support, and I don't need you either. If you should die chasing the Echo of the Skari, go ahead and do it. I'm gonna become evil now, guys. But in that case, I'll have to fight Tasmira and stop her army of mythic demons by myself. Whoever gave me my powers, no one but me can defend the people of Golarion. You hear astonishment and shame in the angel's voice. How bitter it is, the one whom I accuse of being an involuntary accomplice to dark powers thinks only of saving the innocent. I was hard to call you champion. Yes, you're right, we must stop Asmira's legions before they swarm Golarion, festering on living beings, and I will not abandon you until this mission is complete. Everything else that needs to be addressed can be addressed later. Cool. So, is this like, if you're not an angel area, you're just fucked? Is that what this is? You're just penetrated. We got Summons in form of snake grants very plus 2 days on poison spells. All raid spells deal an additional 1d6 plus 5 points of acid damage. Of course, remember, let's accept one thing, get another, and a little short circuit happens. Why would you expect a thing when it's a cover? Would you expect a cover? Like, wait a second, this doesn't sound like the original at all. Once per day, you may use this ability to make all potions used by your party empowered and maximized, as though using empowered spell and maximized spell feats for 1 minute. Oh. At the Toto concert once, they played nothing but covers of their own songs. Is this like a Toto joke I don't understand? That's very rude to me. He was rude to you, okay. As an Aeon, I have no emotions, so I didn't feel anything when he ran away. I know, but it still happens at a brownie with beetroots in it once, and the same thing happened. They did that, I don't know why. Maybe it's their shtick. Wait, what do you mean they played nothing but covers of their own songs though? What does that mean? How can a band play covers of their own songs? I guess I don't understand.
I'm off.
They play their own songs, but oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, well that makes sense. Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense, of course. Yeah, you're not crazy, Dwellius. Huh. When the hell do I get access to my freaking dragon path, huh? Ooh. Soon TM. Quite soon. When you miss with a melee attack, targeting damage equal to a strength bonus. This damage cannot be increased by another means. Dodge mythic. Extra feat, extra mythic ability, improved critical mythic, improved initiative mythic. The critical multiplier is increased? Oh damn, dude, that is crazy, isn't it, with some weapons? Isn't that insane with some weapons? If you already have like a 4x, you're doing 5x damage now. I like the skill focus. This is something I would pick in Baldur's Gate 3 because in Baldur's Gate 3 it felt like one thing you can say about Baldur's Gate 3 that it does significantly better than Wrath, which arguably is like a really big deal, is that they make a really big deal out of the rolls you do, right? Like when you choose an option to do a roll in Baldur's Gate 3, it doesn't just roll it behind the scenes and you just succeed or not succeed. It brings up the freaking dice. It shows you all the stuff you can add to it. You roll the dice yourself. You see what the result is. It adds all the modifiers onto it. It does like makes like a real big, like you're playing a tableau game. It's really nice. I super like that. But arguably too, they also make all the checks actually difficult, right? Like throughout the entire playthrough, Baldur's Gate 3, I continuously had checks where I was like, oh, am I going to succeed? Damn, I need to throw all my stuff into this. And I actually failed some rolls because ultimately they were hard rolls, right? Well, in this game, it feels like there's only two worlds. It's either super easy or basically impossible, and there's like nothing in between that almost. Like I think I failed one roll in the past, well that I know about. Of course, I don't know about secret rolls, but I failed one roll in the past like 20 streams or something, and that was an Arcana check on a wall. And that was like super unlucky. I think I rolled like a 1 or something. That's right after everybody just auto win. Yeah, which is kind of like, why even do the thing then, right? Because if anything, you're just punishing people that haven't done very basic skill assessment or whatever, right? And a lot of the stuff you roll for is useless anyway, so I don't know. I don't know what I've been told. I do kind of like the idea of picking unarmed strike here, just to like get more critical multiplier out of it. But I feel like stuff like this is probably way better. Like if he averaged it, do we think that the average of just doing half your mythic rank of damage on unarmed strike is going to be more damage than you average get by one more X multiplier? Probably, right? But also, doing a weapon focus on arm strike seems like a good idea too. Actually, this is way better. We're just going to do weapon focus mythic. Is this one I can pick to make it AoE? Heavenly Hosts. Oh. Why can't why can't we make it AoE here? Why do I not have the opportunity to choose to make it AoE? Is that a different place? This is a mythic ability? But it's a this thing bestowed the divine was a prerequisite for heavenly host. That's why I picked it. Oh. Heavenly host. Heavenly host water. Heavenly host, does it work now? Oh, great! There's a improved sort of heaven, then a greater sort of heaven. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay, it's here. I just didn't see it because it was scrolled up. Okay, so we get to pick that down here. Gotcha. Christian will then consume diseases. You don't speak for Christian over remote diseases. Don't care about that. Christian effects. You don't spell care about that. Don't care about this. Care about that. That's 1 minute per mythic rank. That could be really, really nice, actually. That would be super nice, I think. The additional damage of healing and healing from Sword of Heaven are now maximized. That could be super nice. Attacks with the immune weapon now mark the target for a minute, making the target visible again. Mindful penalty. Ooh. I feel like Everlasting Flame or Grand Blessing are the best here. The thing is, I still have to use this, right? Action imbue the weapon holy power. Weapon imbued with holy power deals an additional 2d6 roll damage from attack, while spells and abilities using holy imbued weapon deal an additional 2 dice of damage or heal an additional 2 dice of damage. You can use Sword of Heaven number of times per day equal to 1 plus your mythic rank. I think the normal duration is just a minute or something like that. And it's not a swift action, so I actually have to like do it. But if I could make it last for longer, I could actually have it over multiple battles without having to do that. Because this just maximizes the additional damage, which, I mean, that's good, but that's not super impressive, right? I will... Well, this one is also super good. This doesn't even say attacks that hit, right? Just says attacks. Do I see myself wanting to cast it multiple times per day per battle? Giving a -4 penalty to AC is super nice, though. That's like game changing. And anything that can bring you from the threshold of needing 20 to it to go into like 19, 18, 17, whatever is super, super nice. One minute per mythic rank. Wait, how much did they even get down here? I just realized. Oh, that's bad. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do this then. That makes sense. Spellbook. Hey, Breath of Life. Blade Barrier. One friendly creature. All allies within 30 boost and on target point close range. This spell functional blessing unlock and resolve that it targets multiple creatures. All allies within the area of the freed from any martial effects. The spell also cures one for. Oh yeah. Bolt of Justice. Okay, I think maybe this one. No, not that one. Holy Haven is just a better prayer, I guess, right? I'll do that in Joyful Rapture, I guess. Power attack mythic, weapon focus mythic. I will do weapon focus mythic, I guess. Actually, power attack mythic is pretty good too, though. The power attack mythic. I don't want to think too much about it on characters that I'm literally not planning to use, unless I'm forced to do so. A mythic shelling, maybe? I forgot if Social has enough charisma to make that worth it, but... Sure. Andaline. Why do I have this here twice? Oops. Mythic Rousseau, Mythic Sing Attack, Piranha Strike Mythic. Probably going Piranha Strike Mythic on our little boy here. Mythic Brew Potions. Boss attacks. I think she gets this already, right? So I'll just go this open focus right here. Oh, actually, force attacks is probably that better? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I may. Oh, we're not using a heavy shield. We're using a tower shield, so none of that matters. Add your shield bonus and your shield's enchantment bonus to your touch AC. Sure, that's not the worst, I guess. Weapon focus mythic. Power attack mythic, sure. Alright, real party members now. Important stuff. Spell penetration mythic, easy. I'm glad I was useful to you. Wait, this was Ember, right? Ember. All bonuses from your feats and mythic feats that apply to another school magic, such as spell focus feats and school magic that magic too. Okay. Do rays do iterative attacks? They don't, right? I don't think so, at least. Maybe they do. Blade Barriers might be more than once a time. Blade Barrier is a good spell, but I don't have any spell penetration on Kiryu. I have like no ability to actually hit anyone with Blade Barrier. But it's a great spell for sure. Oh, and also that's why I use a Falcon for the 5x. What's the biggest damage multiplier you can do on a crit? I wonder what it is. Is it gonna be like a 9 or something crazy like that? Filthy crit rating, yeah. I don't know what to pick here. Do I just go like improve initiative to just do a lot of damage? Do I improve critical ray, maybe? We could do improved point blank shot. Could also on like a 14 or something still, yeah, and then you crit, and you do like 6x damage. You're like, all right, cool, enjoy. Sold the game, GG, well done. I can actually see that being a thing, for sure. For real, for real. For real? Wait, I'll go for improved critical, I guess, because it's fun. I mean, she auto confirms crits now, so I feel like this is just I feel like I should just do this for sure, right? Weapon focus, weapon specialization. Probably do some bite. It doubles. Another bite. I may be red chill, but I am not. Close attack. I'm gonna go for this Piranha Strike Mythic. Oh,
I do what I must.
Succubus Guards, nice. You got an deliverable stim there, buddy.
I'm gone.
Unfortunately, that's the only one I have. I may be Rajil, but I'm not Rajal. What?
In my opinion, you are far too captivated by the criminal Aurilu Voresh.
Oh, she is a great scientist indeed. I have a list of questions I will ask her when we have an opportunity to talk. It is quite a long list. I expect our colloquium will take 2 to 3 days.
We do it my way.
Let's go!
Follow if you dare.
I'm gonna. Arshel said to wait until we get back to Galarian, so I'm gonna assume that she actually meant until we get back to Galarian.
I'm off.
What was this quest that should only lead us to one place? Say it's in like 3 different places. It was same with Devastation, actually.
Time to act.
Speak with your actions, not your words. My counsel.
Do you require my assistance? I'm missing bracers. Nice land dragon, yeah.
Weapons, spells, poisons.
It's,
The art of killing is so diverse these days.
It's
A
retro.
shame one life is not enough to master them all.
Okay. What a line, huh? It's Retrol's mobility support land dragon. What is it about gnomes and using animal companions to get around, huh?
I'm gone.
No legs, you don't get it. I don't get it. I got big legs. The biggest. Look at that. Look at this thing. It's like twice my size. I'm ready to hunt down Hapsimira. Okay. Maybe is this a big spoiler about like what happens if I don't accept her thing? Will I just end up doing it anyway? Because I don't see a really long man. I don't see how you just ignore Hapsimira and Nocticula here. I hope you are well prepared. Have you brought your strongest companions? On your journey, they will be the only ones you can rely on. You receive no reinforcements, you will not see those you leave behind on Alinthia for a very long time. Don't dismiss the importance of preparing for this mission. When you're ready, step into the portal. It will take you to my airship. The captain and crew have already received the instructions, and good luck to you, mortal. An extraordinary adventure awaits you.
We do it my way.
This feels a lot like the trap I run into when I do GMing and prepping and stuff as well. Which is like, the real reason you're traveling here is because the GM wants to talk to Nocticula and have this interaction with Aurelio. And then you're supposed to travel to fight Hapsimira on like a cool airship arc, right? That seems like the idea here. That's the core concept. But then someone says, well, we don't want to get to Nocticula, right? That doesn't make sense. So let's set up this like elaborate setup to get to Nocticula first. That includes a bunch of quests all around the city, and then once you do all the quests, you can finally get to Nocticula, and then you can do the cool airship thing they were supposed to do at the start. And the party says, no. You stand in front of the portal that will lead you to airship deck. The vessel will take you to Colifere. Let's just double check that. That's up to think. That's walking the corpses. That's what we're doing. So once again, quest log is basically empty. You have a long and dangerous journey ahead. There will be no turning back, and you will only be able to rely on yourself and your companions. Before departing on this dangerous mission, you would be wise to check your implementation list and complete all unfinished business. And to come back here, and that will happen again. Step into the portal. The route marked on the map connects Alinthia and Colfir with the Black Line. It is straight and steadfast, just like the commander himself, determined to catch and slay his enemy. Hapsimira baffles his daughter at all costs. At all costs, okay. The commander's crew looks impressive and menacing, a gang of hardened skywolves and experienced aeronauts, handpicked by Nocticula. Even the ship itself has a predatory silhouette of a military craft, not to mention a stockpile of supplies and formidable arsenal. Having apparently decided against the game of hide and seek, the hand of the inheritor appears on the deck in the flesh, standing and moving at the ship's prow like a majestic golden statue. Turn the ship and flee. The voice is only just on the way, but the commander and his crew are already facing their first challenge. Having spotted the lone ship, a flock of harpies rises from the coastal rocks. Armed with hooked talons and carnivorous screens, they rush for upward, squawking. Airy harmonious and enchanting songs fill the air. The gaze of some sailors go blank as they cast away their lines and walk unsteadily towards the ship's broadside to step into the void, where the sweet voiced songstress are waiting for them. The commander decides to assault a mythic pass. Chase the harpies off with their weapons, weapon fire and battle cries. Even for an experienced archer, hitting a nimble harpy in midair is no mean feat, but somehow the crew managed to strike down several with well-aimed shots. The screams of fury drown out the enchanting songs, and the crew drives the winged predators away from the ship. With shrieks of disappointment, they continue circling in the distance for a while, but then head off in search of less dangerous prey. 3 days. Many cultures consider malice and belligerence to be contagious diseases. In the Abyss, one particular place transmits such quarrels in the air. Like a noxious miasma, this place is Mara Island, and the ship is flying right over it. Discord-sowing whispers fill the thoughts of every crew member. Sailors suddenly begin casting hostile glances at each other, while muted but merciless brawls break out here and there. With almost zero provocation, such the aura of Mahara Island, the heart of malice and disorder, a cauldron of afflictions known as strife. Tension and hostility within the crew seem to grow by the second, and a stabbing is imminent. For no apparent reason at all, a bloody and violent fight breaks out below deck in the blink of an eye. It then ends just as quickly. The heart of the victors fill with horror as they gaze at the sight of their comrades' lifeless bodies at their feet. The commander, who was just passing by, barely avoids the pointless death at the hand of a cleaver-brandishing sailor. Had the blade swung a few inches closer, it would have buried itself in his heart. A cleaver in his heart. Having reaped her bloody harvest on the ship, Mahara mercifully releases it from her grasp. Infuriated, the captain of the ship draws his weapon. Oh, so if I had refused, I could have traveled there, but I could have used one of the other ship captains, probably, right? First, I execute the combatants who dare to wound a guest entrusted to him by Lady Shadow. With a trembling voice, he assures the commander that the transgression will never be repeated. A hurricane of enormous proportions rages towards the ship, threatening to crush the boat like an eggshell. A whirlwind rips a gaping sailor from the tackles and tears him apart in midair. The winds catch the ship and draw it into the deadly dance. The elemental embrace lasts for hours, days, or many months. Within the stormy darkness and the chaos of crashing, salty waves, their moments seem like an eternity. It feels as if the wild winds have subdued even time itself, twisting it into a bizarre spiral. The commander can barely make out the dark shape of the island called Alir below, offering a chance that the ship might seek refuge there. What dangers might await the vessel on land? Would it be smarter to make a valiant attempt to drive the ship through the raging elements? The commander orders a landing on Alir. Fleeing from the storm that shreds the skies like a hawk ripping into a partridge, the ship descends into the dense undergrowth of Alir. Will this decision lead to salvation or damnation? Only time will tell. As a rule, death is associated with cold and desolate places that look entirely unlike the dense forested Alir. But one should not forget that in the Abyss, alive means dangerous. After a night and day and yet another night, and the hurricane finally blows itself southwest of Alir. The sky is clear and the mast no longer shudders from the wind's onslaught. Upon emerging from the hiding places, the sailors report with unpleasant surprise that the whole of the ship is tightly ensnared by vines and tree roots, which seem to have discovered and captured their prey with incredible alacrity. A quick head count reveals that several sailors have gone missing while standing watch on deck. Most probably they fell prey to the near-sentient predatory plants that have made Alir notorious. Order the crew to light bonfires on the ship to drive off the plants. Whoa, failed? Wait, this is just my check? Since when? Why is this just me? Cursing frantically, because I can't load here, right? Well, I can load, but... Okay, I'm loading. Whatever. Screw it, man. That's BS, actually. That's actually BS. Why would the game not tell me that I'm the only one making checks there? Well, I guess if I hovered over, maybe it would have told me, but... Spur on the sailors, ordering them to draw their axes. A fierce battle rages around the ship. On one side, predatory plants unleash volleys of thorns, waves of suffocating pollen, and grasping vines eager to drag anyone not nimble enough into their thicket. On the other side, screaming sailors chop mercilessly at the entangling vines and bark armored branches. The ship is surrounded by a mess of chopped plants, and the sailor eagerly cuts the hard roots, binding the vessel to the soil. They work skillfully and ruthlessly, and before long the vessel rises into the air again, carrying away the commander and his depleted crew, drenched in blood and plant sap. The outbreak of an epidemic in the close quarters of an airship is a calamity that can easily turn any vessel into a flying mortuary, grimly cruising the air streams. Unsurprisingly, the crew is horrified when they notice the first signs of disease spreading on board. In the morning, many sailors find themselves unable to rise to their feet, the afflicted air are racked by merciless fever, and several of those most weakened by the journey have already stopped breathing. None of the spells or mundane cures seem to help. Then the narrator, who has been following the situation closely, withdraws into silent contemplation. Sometime later, he tells Commander that, for the sake of the success of their mission, he will try to heal the sailors. Entrust his fate to the hand of the inheritor, sure. As he himself admits, the hand of the inheritor is an angel of battle, not of healing. But disease and abyss are not just maladies of the body, and their dark essence cannot withstand the power of heaven's touch. Where common potions and spells were powerless, the prayers and magic of Iomedes Herald prove extremely potent. The ailing sailors begin to recover. Every aeronaut dreams of distant voyages, gazing upon wonders, and collecting a bounty after arriving at their destined port. But no one ever dreamed of fighting harpies, monstrous storms, carnivorous plants, or invisible but deadly diseases. The crew's tired, rancorous, and craving an opportunity to unleash their anger. Brandishing their cleavers, they surround the commander, not all of them, of course, but enough to pose a genuine threat. Touching a saber, the captain threatens the sailors with the wrath of the Lady in Shadows. But they're too tired and too angry to listen to him. Particular herself would have to appear on the deck to cow the desperate Skywolves into submission. Now that the narrator stands shoulder to shoulder with the commander, a warm glow envelops them both. The angel summons the blessing of heaven to enhance his friend's strength in the event of a fight. Draws his weapons and graphically describes what kind of retribution the mutineers will face. Surrender into the hands of the angry sailors? Wait, what? Now. The commander's harsh words sends a chill creeping down their spine of every mutineer, and their eyes dart about frantically as if they hear death itself sharpening its claws. Terrified, the mutineers scatter on the ship, leaving all thought of revolt behind. 5 days? Dude, how many days are we traveling? Jesus. Hallfrey is in sight, however, this is not the end of the expedition, not for the commander. After all, journeys end in a safe port where the fortunate survivors may heal their wounds, quench their thirst, and drink away their loot. Hallfrey promises nothing of the sort. It's a grim rock, gloomy caves, and the horrible creatures lurking within. One such creature notices the ship and takes flight. The beast is an umbral dragon. Its scarlet eyes sparkle rapaciously, its jaws opening hungrily, and the airship seems to be a convenient snack for this monster. Wow, this is gonna be... Orders the captain who brandishes the harpoon to strike the dragon. According to the captain, he has dealt with monsters like this before. Aiming carefully, he sends the harpoon flying. The jagged hooked blade pierces the monster's side and sinks into its vulnerable tissue. The sailors grab the rope still tied to the harpoon's shaft, and then pull hard as they can. Their powerful collective heave forces the beast to flip over in the air. Struggling, the dragon catches the rope with its teeth and quickly wrists it out, but the right moment for attack is already lost. The dragon loses the commander ship among the cliffs of Kolfir. The airship finally makes contact with the stony ground of the island. With obvious relief, the sailors hasten to tie the ship to some stone stalagmites so that the vicious wind does not hurl it back to the air. The night grows silent again, deadly silent, and it's unlikely that no one in Kolfir has noticed the arrival of the commander and his crew. The experience is over, but the tribulations that fate has in store for the commander are far from over. Somewhere among these rocks is Baphomet's daughter, and she is gathering an army that will soon try to invade Golarion. I'm gonna grab water. And pee. I'm gonna grab pee. Wait, did I fail that quest? What? What the hell? Yeah, but it's weird because Arshel explicitly said to wait until we're back on Galarian. She was like, "Oh, let's wait until we're back on Galarian." Like that's word for word what she told me. She did say that. Yeah, she literally said, "Oh, we can deal with that when we're back on Galarian." You know, guys, I'm gonna say it. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is the best RPG ever made. Baldur's Gate 3 would never do this to me. The worst part is I even went to and tried to speak with her just to make sure, but I guess I have to like rest a bunch. Why have a quest where the character needs time in a place where you don't necessarily need the time and that you could finish at the very end of the place? There's a case for a waiting function instead of sleeping? Maybe. I can try it.
Follow if you dare.
Aura Shale. Aura. Before that, I gotta pet this dog. I gotta pet this dog real quick, and then I gotta go. Anyway. Ow. Wait. 24 hours. Very real quick.
Adventures can wait.
I gotta be very quick. Kjøper noen. Du kjøper også. Jättebra. Okay, I waited. I waited 23 hours. Let's do it again. There we go. I've been thinking, and well, you see, I wanted. What I'm trying to say is, extremely embarrassed, our shell voice becomes progressively quieter until you can barely hear what she's saying. Stop mumbling and start talking, relax. Now you summon your courage and tell me what you wanted to say. It's alright, don't be afraid. Whatever you want to say to me, I won't be mad at you. I know, thanks. After several deep inhales and exhales, our shell finally pulls it together and blurts out, I need to go back to my dreams and come with me, please. You look so sweet when you're all shy. Pouting, our shell looks down. You've already been inside your dream several times, so it's hard to talk about it. All of a sudden. Because now I want to try something new and I need your help with it. I thought this is going to sound odd, and I doubt dreams even work like this, but what if I tried to fall asleep inside my dream? To dive deeper into the dream world? What could I find there? What if that's where the answers to my questions are hidden? What if it's Dessa herself, or even me, the real me? But the problem is, the succubus blushes again, her voice dropping to a barely audible whisper. That's where the nightmares are. Someone will have to guard my sleep. Someone who won't be scared of what is to be seen there. Someone who knows what kind of monster I used to be and still accepts me. Someone... You know, sleeping isn't the only thing you can do in a dream. In a dream world, your kiss won't be deadly, will it? You need someone you can trust. Yes, will you help me? Right now, or else I won't ever work up the courage again. Is this... She said before not to tempt her, but... You know, sleeping isn't the only thing you can do in a dream. In the dream world, your kiss won't be deadly, will it? Why are you saying things like that to me? You know I can't even think about that. I could fall back into the depths of the abyss in the blink of an eye. You know what? Maybe... Oh, God. I was like... She doesn't like stuff like that, right? But maybe if I just ask her a question. Never mind. I'm too much of a pervert. Nice one. Why is he saves coming? Live with the consequences.
Adventures can wait.
Of course, let's go. Arshil's hot fingers touch your hand, both of you immediately fall into a dream.